Diddy all smiles in court before prosecutors hint at new charges in sex trafficking case. That's the headline from Fox News tonight, which states that Diddy made a court appearance on Thursday, today, where it was determined that the disgraced music mogul will stand trial next spring. Judge Aaron Subramanian, incredible name, scheduled Diddy's trial to begin on May 5th. The prosecution expects the government's case to take 3 weeks to lay out, while Diddy's legal team estimated needing 1 week to argue the rapper's defense. The U.S. Attorney's Office also noted the investigation is ongoing and pointed to the possibility of a superseding indictment, which could lengthen the trial. This is all from Fox News. I'm reading straight from the article they just posted. Combs' family attended his status conference at a Manhattan courthouse where Diddy's defense and the prosecution discussed issues regarding the evidence, discovery process, and potential trial dates. Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, arrived roughly an hour before her son's scheduled court appearance in a black Cadillac SUV. She was escorted into the courthouse by a woman and a security guard. Diddy's children, twins Jesse and Delilah, daughter Chance, and sons Christian, Justin, and Quincy were also present. Did y'all know he has a 1-year-old? Anyway, the last night singer arrived at court wearing a long-sleeve tan prison shirt and pants. He was not handcuffed, but Diddy's feet were shackled. The musician glanced around the room before sharing a brief laugh and smiles with his attorney while waiting for the judge. After the hearing, Diddy turned around and faced his family. He waved, blew kisses, and bowed in praise. His daughters blew him kisses back. Judge Subramanian thanked Diddy's family for attending the status conference. The family then remained in the courtroom as the press were escorted out. So we are actually going to take a look here at the press in the press conference that took place outside of the courthouse following the hearing.
Test, 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 test. Do I have a handheld with me? Camera? No, not. John's in the car. John's in the car.
And while we wait here, some other news articles have also dropped, like one by the New York Post regarding Cassie Ventura's songwriter who witnessed explosive Diddy berate singer, saying everyone was afraid of him. The article says the songwriter Tiffany Red claims she witnessed the dark side of Sean Diddy Combs, and during ABC's Secret Life of Diddy, a special edition of 2020 that aired on Wednesday, Red, 37, weighed in on the troubled relationship between Ventura, 38, and Combs, 54, who dated from 2007 to 2018. Red recalled a night in 2015 when she overheard a phone call where Combs, who was arrested last month on a sex trafficking and racketeering charge, verbally berated Ventura. She said she remember her being like, "You want to see something crazy?" She was like, "What?" And she answered the phone. As soon as she answered the phone, expletive, 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 etc., etc. She says, "I remember him screaming and saying, 'Is someone in the car with you? I know someone is in the car with you.'" So this interview aired on ABC on Wednesday, a special edition of 2020. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to go check that out. See what that says. So Diddy's legal team is expected to receive the discovery material within the next 30 days, according to the prosecution. The government seized a total of 96 devices from Combs during raids of his home, 9 at the airport, 36 in Miami, and 51 in Los Angeles. Authorities also seized Combs' phone during his September 16th arrest and conducted a search of his hotel room in Manhattan. The U.S. Attorney's Office expects the device downloads to be completed by next week, but noted discovery will continue through December. Combs remains held without bail at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. He's no longer requesting to move unless there's an issue with reviewing discovery. Press was able to get a couple pictures of his family, including his mom and children, as they walked outside of the courthouse. Now, ahead of Thursday's status conference, Diddy requested to go to trial in April or May in a letter submitted to Subramanian, which is the name of the judge, who is expected to preside over the case moving forward. Prosecutors said they are available during those 2 months, but did not specify a preference for trial. So Diddy's going to be in jail at least until April, most likely. In a joint letter submitted ahead of Thursday's hearing, the prosecution revealed the process of turning over evidence to Diddy's legal team had begun. The U.S. Attorney's Office had turned over search warrants and the musician's phone along with iCloud reports. The prosecution is also in the process of copying information off of 40 additional electronic devices seized during the March raids on Diddy's home. This man just had proof and evidence scattered all over the place. That is insane. That's nasty work. Diddy's team filed for his third attempt at bail on Tuesday after Judge Andrew L. Carter Jr. recused himself from the case. Carter Jr. had denied the "I'll Be Missing You" singer's second attempt at bail, citing the possibility that Diddy would tamper with witnesses. I know reports came out that he had called someone repeatedly. I think it was over 100 times leading up to his arrest. The judge conceded the prosecution had proven by clear and convincing evidence that there is no condition or set of conditions to secure community safety. Indeed, hardly a risk of flight. He is a 54-year-old father of 7, a U.S. citizen, an extraordinarily successful artist, businessman, and philanthropist, and one of the most recognizable people on earth, his lawyers argued in his latest filing. Evening from ATL. ATL shawty, I'm over here as well. How we doing? Alex, welcome. Shout out Alex Corbin in the comments. Now, Diddy's accused Department of Homeland Security agents of providing false and prejudicial statements to various press outlets over the last 7 months following the raids on his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, where his sons were handcuffed and manhandled by federal agents armed with assault rifles. I guess he didn't like the lyrics. The Last Night singer then accused officials of leaking the 2016 surveillance video from the Intercontinental Hotel to CNN, which allegedly showed Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie. We've all seen that by now. The government denied being the source of the leak. In a separate filing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson explained to Diddy's lawyers that the government was not in possession of the video before CNN published it in May. The government was not in possession of the video before its publication by CNN. Indeed, at the time of CNN's publication, the government did not possess any video of the March 2016 incident. This was written in emails shared with the court. To be clear, to our understanding, DHS did not have possession of the videotape prior to CNN's publication of it, Johnson wrote in a follow-up email. So she really drilled down that point. Bless you too, Alex. Thank you. Thank you much. Only the government has authority to obtain grand jury material, and the video broadcast by CNN was not obtained through the grand jury process. Fox News continues to say Combs was charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution in an indictment unsealed on September 17th. If found guilty, he faces a minimum of 15 years behind bars or a maximum sentence of life in prison. What do we think? Is that likely? I guess it's all just speculation. East Point. All right, Alex, I see you. Authorities allege Combs ran a criminal enterprise through his businesses, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global, among others. He used firearms, threats of violence, coercion, and verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse to fulfill his sexual desires, according to the unsealed indictment obtained by Fox News Digital. Lastly, Fox News states Combs and his employees would intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs allegedly then used force, threat of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. All of the allegations have been denied by Combs' attorneys. Now, to think that the press sat out here and waited for 90 minutes with no action, you got to give it to them for the patience, the level of patience they have. But we're going to fast forward so you can actually see what the attorneys here had to say. And at first you really couldn't hear this man, so they got him a microphone.
Because you have a right to be convicted before you can be subjected to.
But did you see what was reported on what Justin Bieber said or how he felt? couple of articles that were published, one by Yahoo.
Bail or release pending a conviction.
Are you connected to the case?
Listen, my name is Ari and I'm a paralegal. The United States Constitution mandates one much Section 2, the penalties of a crime without a conviction. Therefore, it's mandatory that Mr. Coons be released pending a conviction. Also, they try to say that he may have tampered with witnesses, etc. There's no evidence that he did this subsequent to being charged. They try to say that he presents a flight risk and everything like that. There's no evidence that he ever sought to evade prosecution. It's called pre-invention. You can't do that. You can't say punish a person for something they might do. They can only punish the person for something they have done. So the law mandates that he be released pending his trial, and that any deprivation constitutes a fundamental deprivation or violation of due process of law.
Running out of steam. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see.
That was presumably one of Diddy's attorneys speaking on his behalf after or during the current court hearing.
Who's next?
Or previous court hearing,
Who's going to walk up to the mic
earlier
next?
today at the Manhattan courthouse.
Winner.
Interestingly enough, Duke had his eyes closed like the entire time he was talking. I don't know, that's just odd to me. But it is what it is. Everybody has their thing. So I'm gonna fast forward again, just so we can get to the next sign of action. And we have here Diddy's family finally exiting out of the courthouse at 500 Pearl Street.
What's the mother wearing?
She has a big blonde, excuse me, blonde hair, big blonde. She's at the front.
Right there? That's right. Can you speak at the microphones?
Everyone looks very sullen and stricken by recent events and the claims here against Diddy. But here to support
I
nonetheless,
love your son.
as you would expect.
Counselor, you're going to talk?
Now, according to Yahoo Entertainment, since Diddy's arrest, Bieber's name has surfaced multiple times in the media as a pop star was among the many high-profile celebrities who maintain a cordial relationship with the embattled rapper. It bothers me when they call Diddy a rapper. I know he rapped, but according to a source who spoke with US Weekly, Bieber has been advised to stay as far away as possible from anything Diddy. Anything and everything related to Diddy. While such a move would help the former teen sensation not get caught up in the negative attention surrounding Diddy, Bieber on his part is completely disgusted by the sexual allegations against the bad boy mogul. But who isn't? He allegedly also wants nothing to do with Diddy, but has still been finding it hard to process the allegations due to their shared history. I feel like there's some information missing. There's things that have not been said in those statements that everybody wants to know. I guess we'll have to wait to find out.
Direct them to the microphones, please.
And I think we got the last little bit here of one more attorney
Off of Christian's camera. And then
speaking here. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing or joining, becoming a member and helping out.
We submitted a motion, written motion, last night. That states our position. I'm not going to say anything in addition to it, but I didn't want to leave all you guys hanging, you know, and I wanted to say at least that I wasn't going to say anything. So that's all I'm going to say and not say. Thank you all. I hope that gives you what you need, but I'm not going to say anything that I haven't said in court and that I haven't said in my court papers. So you all have a nice day, and thank you very much.
How is he doing? How is he doing?
Monster. I saw your bullshit motion. It's full of social media. It's bullshit. Fugazi. I saw your whole motion. You put it together with ChatGPT. Your client is a monster and a predator. We're going to keep our foot on his neck. He's never getting out of prison. Tell him Gilmore said that.
Lisa, give this to Dan. Lisa, give this to Dan.
Lawyers for Sean Combs, the hip-hop mogul who's battling federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges, accused the government on Wednesday of leaking hotel surveillance footage of him brutally beating his former girlfriend to CNN, saying that they may ask for the widely published video to be barred from his trial. What would that mean for this case? Probably not too much at this point. Prosecutors have made clear in court papers that the video, which shows Mr. Combs assaulting the singer Cassie in a hotel hallway in 2016, is a key piece of evidence in their case. The surveillance footage was published by CNN in May, prompting Mr. Combs to apologize publicly for inexcusable behavior, which of course at first he had denied. New York Times article goes on to say that prosecutors have made clear in court papers that the video, which shows Mr. Combs assaulting the singer Cassie in a hotel hallway in 2016, is a key piece of evidence in their case. So I guess we'll see what happens. But again, I want to thank you for tuning in. And if you have not yet become a member, your membership supports our channel. It helps me feed my children. And we just want to hear your voice.